I love creating the podcast. If you have enjoyed the episodes in any way, the best way to support me is my subscription link. For as little as $3 a month, you can help support the time and production cost included in producing the podcast. Welcome to the Essence of Life podcast. My name is Barbara Ann Briggs, and I'm a poet, a podcaster, the host of a YouTube channel, and the author of 3 books. My book, Pilgrimage on the Path of Love, has been described as a portal to an artfully detailed world of love, beauty, and awareness. Pilgrimage on the Path of Love has also been described as one of those rare novels that manages to combine great storytelling with genuine and profound spiritual experiences. The essence of the book is about the search for the truth of life and for supreme love, both human and divine. My second book is called The Contribution of Maharshi's Vedic Science to Complete Fulfillment in Life. This book has over 100 quotations by Maharshi Mahesh Yogi and 16 chapters, which go very deeply into the essence of the Vedic knowledge uncovered by Maharshi Mahesh Yogi. My third book is called Guide to Good Health, 7 Simple Health Hacks. All these books are available on Amazon. The Essence of Life podcast is devoted to uncovering the very essence of life. The essence of life is hidden in the silent source of life itself. The subject of today's podcast is how to conquer anger. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asks Lord Krishna in chapter 3, verse 36, Arjuna said, "What is it that compels a man to commit sin, even involuntarily, as if driven by force, O Varshneya?" The blessed Lord said, "It is desire, it is anger, born of Rajoguna, all-consuming and most evil. Know this to be the enemy here on earth." The Bhagavad Gita explains to us that anger is an enemy because it disturbs, confuses, and destroys one's mental equilibrium and causes one to commit sin, even involuntarily, against one's will. It veils the true nature of the self, which is eternal bliss consciousness, and makes one lose one's proper sense of values and act against one's normal code of behavior. Anger is like a wildfire which burns everything in its path, or like a whirlpool which drags the mind downward toward a lower state of awareness. In chapter 16 of the Gita, Lord Krishna describes to Arjuna the nature of the demon-like negative forces which oppose righteousness. And I quote, "Ostentation, arrogance, and self-conceit, anger as also harshness and ignorance belong to one who is born, O Partha, for an asurika state." And an asurika means a demon-like state. Anger flares up when the means to fulfill one's desire is blocked. When the flow of desire is obstructed, anger erupts at the point of collision. So rather than blame desire, it is the inability to fulfill the desire that stands accused. Anger is the result and display of weakness, the inability to live in harmony with those natural laws which lead to the support of one's evolutionary desires in life. When the mind is strong, then nature upholds the upward march of life towards successful action and spontaneous achievement and fulfillment. So, how do we conquer the desires which lead to anger? The doctrine of Karma Yoga teaches that the only way to subdue the desires is to turn the mind to being. In order to modify the nature of the intellect, mind, and senses, one must go to the level which lies beyond them. The most subtle level of subjective life is the Atman, the level of pure being, the self. Maharishi Mahesh Yogi says, the science of action advocates transcending desire as a technique of subduing desires and also bringing fulfillment to the desires. Useless desires will be subdued. Useful desires will find fulfillment. So, why do we want to conquer anger? We want to conquer anger because anger overexcites the mind. When one succumbs to anger, one is thwarting the very purpose of creation, which is the expansion of happiness. Anger obscures the true nature of the self. We've all heard this expression, blind with rage. This shows that anger is a state of mind in which the dense darkness of ignorance prevails. One can no longer see what ought to be done or said and what ought not to be done or said. In the darkness, one inevitably stumbles and falls into still deeper darkness. When in darkness, the only solution is to bring in the light of pure knowledge. Knowledge is a great purifier. One should first understand the nature of the enemy, anger, its origin and effects on one's life, and then learn how to overcome it. Furthermore, one should enliven the direct experience of the opposite of anger. The opposite is the bliss of pure consciousness, the light of the self, the light of the Atman, shining in one's own heart. The only way to free oneself completely from anger is to gain a permanent union with the self, the source of perfect balance and infinite bliss. When that happens, nothing in the outer environment, either pleasant or adverse, can throw us off balance and cause us to act in a manner which we may later regret. Anger actually damages the internal organs of one's body and the harmonious flow of life in the environment. When one gets angry, one loses one's power of discrimination. We might say and do things which injure the feelings of others. The results of one's actions inevitably lead to an increase of sorrow in one's own life. Uncontrolled anger is a major risk factor for coronary artery disease. After losing one's temper, one may apologize for one's mistake, but even an apology may not be able to entirely remove the wound in the heart of the other person. We may even risk losing a precious friendship. There's a story that a person lost his temper in the ashram of a saint. After he had left, the saint said that in those 5 minutes of anger, that person wasted many years of his tapas, or austerity. In the Dhammapada, Lord Buddha says, let go of anger, let go of pride. When you are bound by nothing, You go beyond sorrow. Anger is like a chariot careering wildly. He who curbs his anger is the true charioteer. Others merely hold the reins. With gentleness overcome anger. Speak the truth. Give whatever you can. Never be angry. These 3 steps will lead you into the presence of the gods. The wise harm no one. They are masters of their bodies, and they go to the boundless country. They go beyond sorrow. Beware of the anger of the body. Master the body. Let it serve truth. Beware of the anger of the mouth. Master your words. Let them serve truth. Beware of the anger of the mind. Master your thoughts. Let them serve truth. The wise have mastered body, word, and mind. They are the true masters. End quote. When the heart is full of love and bliss, there will be no chance for any emotional disturbance. In the case of an enlightened being, the permanent state of restful alertness of the body, which corresponds to pure awareness of the self, prevents the stir of desire and anger in the nervous system. The inner silence of pure consciousness acts as a shock absorber on the mental level, and the restful alertness of the nervous system acts as a shock absorber on the physical level. An unshakable state of inner bliss consciousness exists when the mind is established in the wholeness of the self. Maharishi explains, and I quote, absolute bliss being always there, the experience of happiness depends upon the degree of steadiness of the mind. If the mind is more collected, more peaceful, it experiences more happiness. End quote. When the mind is established in the non-dual state of pure being, the ship of life can sail safely on the ocean of samsara, on the ocean of the relative world, neither agitating nor becoming agitated by the waves. When one is permanently established in the self, one can only give. A full heart can only overflow and radiate bliss and peace into the environment. The internal enemies in the state of enlightenment have been vanquished completely. One lives in enlightenment in the eternal freedom of divine bliss consciousness. It's been a pleasure speaking to you today, and I would like to extend an invitation to you to come to my website, barbaraannbriggs.com, where you can download the free first chapter of my novel, Pilgrimage on the Path of Love. And you can also download my free ebook, Blossoms of Love. I would like to invite you to come and subscribe to my website, be notified of all the new books and new blogs that are being posted regularly. It's been a great pleasure speaking to you today, and I hope to meet you again very soon. Until we meet again, very, very best wishes to you.